Have now.
Hey.
Hello! What is up, Macabre team? Uh, yeah, I
Whoa!
know. Here we are. End of week one. I guess technically, we're starting week two. I'm joined today again by my co-writer, co-director, Erik Champney, as well as our executive producer, Randy Borruso, and star of Macabre, China Perruccio. How you guys doing?
Hello, we're good. How are you?
Rapid golf clap.
Really good. Really. I didn't hear anything. I was afraid we lost your audio for a second there. But
Randy was too fast.
yeah. It's great day. Lots to talk about here. Oh, what happened to the live stream on my screen here? Oh, I hope I didn't lose it. There we go. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is very similar to last week. We're just here to chat about Macabre, answer all your questions, answer any questions you have about us and who we are and what we're gonna be doing on this. And also hopefully get some new pledges coming in. We've got the pledge counter underneath, so we're gonna sort of keep an eye on that and watch as they come in and shout out everybody who does pledge as it comes in. So if you want your name shouted out on the live stream here, that's a good way to do it. But to start, I'd like to shout out Josh Burrow, who pledged $6,100 today to become an
Woo!
executive
Yes!
producer on. There it is. Executive producer on Macabre, and that brought us to 56% of our goal. That's where we are right now.
You're
Um,
damn dead.
I
Yeah.
I created this live stream link last night, and I think we were at 37% when I did that, and now here we are today. We're at 56%. So this is growing fast. This is pretty wicked. I mean, at this rate, we could reach our goal, and then we could start getting over that and hit some of our stretch goals, which we're going to talk about as well tonight here because those are pretty exciting too. But let me pass the torch over to someone else, so I'm not doing all the talking here.
Eric, do you want to go?
I think that you want to go. I can tell you
Oh,
want to go.
okay.
You're asking me if I want to go, which means you want to go.
Well, I just want to say thank you to everyone for hopping on with us and for and for all the new pledges since last week. It's been absolutely incredible to see the support and everything coming in for the movie. Honestly, blown away by a lot of the commitment of everybody who's here and everybody who has been with us. I think it's also good too because there's been a lot of I've seen been tagged in a bunch of stuff. A lot of people sharing the information about the campaign, whether that be like pledge now, pay later. That's like a really big thing that we're trying to get out there because sometimes people are like, oh no, I won't have the ability to pledge until later, in the month. And the really cool thing about Kickstarter is that the money doesn't actually come out until we're successful and it's the end of the month. So that is really good to know for a lot of
September,
people.
sorry, Reddy, September 5th is technically when the campaign ends.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, there is some time, and it's pretty incredible to see how far we've come in a week. It starts to. I think for me personally, it's like, you now it's like we're really on the clock. We're really trying. Oh, thank you. It was dark, wasn't it? We're really trying to. She turned up the brightness on the laptop. No, it's just like one of those things where we have the initial burst and the initial excitement, and that's wonderful. And being a part of that, especially for you that were on the last live stream, was really cool, really special. And then now it's like hitting the grindstone. Okay, it's like, okay, how do we get this out to more people so that more people know about it, and more people are aware of just how cool this thing is and what it'll bring for entertainment for people. So yeah.
Yeah, and I just want to say to everybody, like, that we have this wonderful team of people on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, who have been sharing and sharing and sharing and creating their own posts and pushing the campaign and pushing the campaign. It's like absolutely extraordinary to have all of these people who are believing in us and helping us and getting the word out and the word out and the word out, with such wonderful intensity and determination, and it's paying off because we're 56% funded in week one, guys. 56% funded in week one.
We haven't even finished the first week yet. That's
tomorrow
morning. Yeah.
Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. is the end of is at the end of week one, which is just absolutely extraordinary. And I was saying to Zach earlier today that I just had a feeling, I had a good feeling that we would be at least halfway there by the end of the first week. And I'm really, really happy that I was right. I'm really happy.
It's pretty incredible, man. When I saw, like, because obviously Josh, like, coming in on that executive producer tier, like, there's
God
a lot.
Bless him.
Yeah, and there's a lot of things. It's like, obviously that's fantastic for the film and for everyone here because it helps us get funded. But I think it's also potential that he saw the value in something that is like that. Whether you get all of those other rewards that are part of the other sections of the campaign, but then also adding the bit where, as an executive producer, you are now, like, integrated into the team. So you will be on those Zoom calls where we're talking about, how we're going to film this thing and, the lighting, and when we get into post-production, we're doing the coloring and all this sort of, like, fun things that if you're a cinephile in particular, I think you will have quite the ride during something like this, because you'll really get to see, like, okay, well, how is a movie made? Like, it's not just setting up a camera and shooting. There's a lot of things, a lot of people that are involved that make movies happen. And kind of like we alluded to last stream, oftentimes the post-production side of things is when you start to actually be like, ooh, but we can do this and we can do that and we can piece this over here, and wouldn't it be fun if we use this shot instead of this other thing that I thought of? And so if you're a part of that executive producer tier, you'll really get a clear look at how movie making actually happens, and very fast too, because of the short film aspect of this. You don't have to wait. Feature film could sometimes be as little as 14 days of shooting, but those are weekdays, so that'd be like almost 3 weeks to a month of filming at the least, to up to 3 months of filming. Plus you have an additional year of editing and post-processing, whereas, like, in our case with this short film, we're able to film it in 3 to 5 days, especially depending on whether we hit those stretch goals or not, and then turn out a post-production within a matter of a month or two. Mm-hmm. So you really get to get like a speed run at movie making.
And the thing is, like, all of our company meetings, all of our meetings happen on Zoom. Like, this is a situation because everybody is scattered about all over the place. I'm in New York City. China and Randy are in Rhode Island. Zach is in Canada. It is, and then we have people spread out all over. And so this is how we actually do our production meetings to figure things out. And so it's actually like the executive producer tier is a really wonderful way to be a part of that and be actually a part of the team.
Yeah, and I'm really excited for Josh. I'm excited to get to work with him. But the reality of the situation is that not everybody can afford the executive producer tier, and that's something that we respect and understand, and that's why we have different tiers set up. And there's obviously you could support Macabre by giving any dollar amount you want without a reward. Like, there were people last week that were throwing $1 at it here and there, and I see people in the chat being like, if every one of Zach's subscribers did this, like, the movie would be funded. And true, but I mean, that's just obviously something that we can't rely on between people and the algorithm of YouTube. But There is the digital access tier, which is a really good value. It's the $25. It's the entry level tier. It's the first tier, and with that, you're essentially pre-ordering the movie. Like you're buying it, so you're going to get digital access to it when it's available, and with that digital access is going to be a package of all of the behind the scenes of making the movie, interviews that we do along the way, anything with like film festivals and stuff. There's going to be commentaries that we're obviously going to do about it. Like you're essentially getting special features to go along with it. So if at the very least you're wanting to see the movie, it's $25 to pre-order it, which is pretty cool because I know a lot of people are interested in this, and they might be a little kind of intimidated by some people who are pledging a lot more. And honestly, any little bit helps, and I think that's a really good way to kind of get in and even get access to see the movie.
Honestly, it's true. Every little bit helps. Every little bit makes a difference. It all makes the number rise, and so there's no discrimination here. Like every pledge is just as important as every other one, because it's all we're building a mountain here. It's a community of people who are coming together so that to help us climb the mountain that we're building and to get this film made. And it's really exciting, the wonderful enthusiasm that so many people have, so many people who have been following Zach for a long time, some people for a brief amount of time, but however long, the community that he has fostered on YouTube and on his Patreon, some of the best people ever. Just a really wonderful group of people. And for me personally, just seeing all of that love and support go out to him, I think that it's just absolutely a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. I'm so grateful. And some of our first pledgers were Patreon supporters of mine. And I'm even like looking at the chat right now. You guys are hustling, just like
you are hustling. You are
people.
I was just about to say that. I'm like, okay, shit, get it.
People are coming in because like I'm sure like someone's stumbling into the live stream. They have no idea what's going on, and you're all like filling them in and doing our work for us. Which thank you so much. Like that's what this is. Like it's a community effort.
Lovely. I love this. I love our our massive family. We should have like a name like for this. I don't know.
The corn on the macabres.
Hi guys.
The macabres.
This is our corn on the macabre, the fam. Our macabre corn fam.
So it's funny. Like I think someone was like, I saw someone in the chat, and I'll shout them out too. It was like, so sorry. Sam Levy said, I know Zach is over 100,000 YouTube subscribers. All of you just pledge $1. And what's even crazier is if you were to think about it in terms of that digital access tier, the $25 tier.
I'm so sorry to stop you, but this is amazing.
Sure.
Bruce Rando said the Macabros.
Love it.
I love that, and that's what I will be referring to our big family here. I'm gonna be like, hey, welcome to the Macabros. Thanks.
Macabros are
pretty cool over here.
That's hilarious.
Are you a Macabro? No? Get away from me.
But
Corn on the macabre, bro? Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, it's good.
We have fun. We have fun here.
That really was worth.
Shout out to Bruce.
Thank
you a
Bruce.
real one. That was great.
So, what I was saying essentially is like instead of thinking about it in terms of like 100,000 people giving $1, if just 700 gave $25, the campaign would be funded.
Yeah, he's
That'd be
mad. Yeah, he's.
So it's like
mad.
if there was randomly a bunch of people, watching a Zach video, as there's the thousands of views that do happen, sometimes hundreds of thousands and even millions. Whoa. If 700 of those people were like, you know what, I kind of want to see this movie early, that'd be that.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy. I like math.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, because it's a short film, the way to see it is through our capacity to show it to you in this way, because the short films are often made as a proof of concept for a feature, such as Smile and When a Stranger Calls. And actually, Wes Craven shot the first section of Scream with Drew Barrymore first as a proof of concept that he could direct the film so that he could keep his job, because he was afraid. So he was afraid he wasn't going to be able to prove to them that he could do it. And so more than likely what will happen with the short film is it will end up being a special feature on the Blu-ray 4K of the feature film that we are ultimately pushing to make. And so the fastest and best way to see it is to at the very least pledge in that $25 tier.
Yeah. And just keep remembering, pledge now, pay later. It's not, it's not coming out until September 5th. So, we could get that number up like really quickly right now just by like, oh yeah, I could do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the you will not, like, anybody, it doesn't matter if you financially, it doesn't matter when you pledge, because your funds will not be withdrawn until September 5th when the campaign ends. But for us, it does matter when you pledge, because it gets the numbers up. And when people are seeing that a Kickstarter campaign is really thriving and pushing and going, they are compelled to contribute to it. And look what happened today. We made
We've got
over
over 7,000, yeah.
Over $7,000 today, because the campaign has been pushing and thriving, and because we've been pushing it and all of you wonderful people have been pushing it, and it's just a matter of keeping it going and keeping it going. We can't lose momentum now, especially because of where we are. We've got to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, keep on.
And
we gotta just keep swimming.
It's so awesome, like that we're at 56%, because it's just like I've had the mindset too, because like the algorithm thing with YouTube like really bugged me, because it's like if they just showing this to more people, we would probably get this funded already. But it's like you gotta look past that and just I'm so grateful for what we've had thus far and all the help that we're getting, and to be 1 week in and to be at 56, over halfway, is pretty awesome. So
there is a question.
Yeah,
That's where I'm raising my hand.
Do you want to read it?
Oh, you want me to read it?
You can read it.
I read it.
This is a good one.
So this is from Froggy Llama. Llama, who's a little froggy.
Really?
Hi. Question. Sorry. Question to Zach and Erik. What are some tips you'd give to first-time screenwriters?
I mean,
That's a great question.
I am a first-time screenwriter, so
I was just about to say.
I would-
Zach, that places you in the best position to talk about it.
Yeah,
Because
I'd say just
it's
rip
like
off
you could say all the things
Band-Aid.
that you've learned from me.
Who's going, you or me?
You go.
I'd say just rip off the Band-Aid. I mean, like it's the same thing when I started YouTube, because it was one of those things that I just had so many trepidations about, like, should I do it? Should I not? Like, am I prepared to do it? And, you go back and you look at some of my oldest videos, which you probably can't because I've made them private. There's a few of them, but like you go back and look and it's just like, who is that guy? Like, it's just like the quality is not going to be there, but you just do it and then you improve. You just keep getting better as you go along and as you go along. And I mean, the thing is, like, this is the first screenplay I ever wrote, at least officially, because I've dabbled, on my own in the past. But it was helpful to have Erik by my side, because we both kind of...
Thanks.
Yeah. Well, I'm speaking from my perspective, but like we both have like the, what we can bring and show one another and kind of hone that in and find like the best possible route to go with it. But also, and now I completely lost my train of thought because of that, but I hate when that happens. Backtracking a little.
Great, sweetie.
You're doing so good.
Thank you. It
You're
was
welcome.
yes, it's about messing
Sounds
up.
like it's just about starting. And
Yeah,
mess.
it's just like
Yeah.
you gotta start, you gotta mess up. And I think for me, like I had that experience writing scripts for like YouTube videos and things like that, where I'd be like, oh, okay, like, after a while you think about it, I'm like, I guess I am a writer. I guess I am writing material all the time. So, I just think to like your everyday life, like you probably write out plenty of things. So you just kind of apply that to build up your own confidence and just kind of put pen to paper or fingers to keyboard and start working on something. And it might not be great when you start, but you will get it to a point, or you'll get yourself to a point where it will be. So I just say go for it, take the plunge.
Nike, just do it.
I would say, like, this is my first time ever collaborating on a script with anybody, and if I were to do it, it would like I can only imagine doing it with Zach, because it just works. But I come from a place of I come from the theater. I'm a playwright. I'm a playwright as well, making movies sort of fell into my lap because of Randy. And
It's all Randy's fault.
it's all Randy's fault. All of this is actually Randy's fault.
That's nothing new, right?
Yeah,
not
it's
your fault.
absolutely
It's your
nothing new.
fault.
That does sound pretty familiar.
But like if you're dramatizing something, the first thing that I think is the most important is to listen to your characters and allow yourself characters room to grow and evolve into being who they really are, and listen to them and tell their truth and tell their story. And if you have beautifully developed, well thought out characters who you trust, and the ghost of the characters who trust you, a marvelous story will unfold. And because you've got people to interact with, and once people are involved in this little world that you created, stories happen. And it's a really beautiful thing to be a part of that creation, and to sort of be crafting and shifting and molding, but often you're not guiding the characters are guiding you. And it's just really important to be open to the idea of that outer influence of sort of like spirituality in the universe, because characters are ghosts, and they talk to you, and you write down what they say, and you write down to do what they want you to write down to do. That's the thing. I'm done. I sound like a psychopath.
I was following every bit of that. I agree. I'm like, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
that was the advice you gave me, or like when we started, and you're just like, you got to find I don't know, was it, you said ghosts or skeletons or something? Yeah. The ghosts of the characters. And we did that. And every time we kind of got lost, we kept going back to the ghosts. We've got a new backer.
Woo!
Randy, you want to get your thingy ready? Thank you very much, Colleen, who has pledged $130.
Thank you,
Yay,
Colleen.
Colleen. Love you.
Thank you
Get the
so
ball
much.
rolling.
And as people are pointing out, we're at 99 backers, so whoever pledges next is going to be 100. Yeah.
Ooh, the 100. That's a big, beautiful number, 100. I do like that number. I can't wait to meet
I
that
like me
number.
some hundreds. I'm sorry.
Should we take a look at rewards? Or sorry, Randy, what were you about to say?
No, actually, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Horror movies defined by character work. Well said. Yeah, Brian said horror movies defined by character work. Well said, Eric.
Well, thank you. I think my train derailed at the end there, but I do appreciate that.
That was great.
I
No,
mean,
I
I like
think you
completely
explained that beautifully.
lost my train, so it's okay. It happens.
I don't even have one.
China's just like the
flying through the
conductor of like you're like the thing where you just kind of like are on the
me.
track. Yeah.
I don't no idea where I'm going. I'm just going where the track is taking me. just loving life.
I think like if there's, I kind of mentioned it in the last stream about like, because someone asked me a similar, I know this was meant for Zach and Eric, and I'm not necessarily a writer, but I know what I like to see. And this was kind of a question in the previous stream about like what attracts me to a script. And I'd say like probably the number one thing is to try and avoid writing too much fat and writing things that are like this happened and then this happened and then this happened. A lot of, if your premises for each scene, you can stick a and then in between it, you're probably not on the right track. It should be something that's like, this happened, therefore this happened, which is like a small distinction, but it's just like, it's like connecting, it's a movie, right? So it's supposed to everything's supposed to connect and lead into each other in a nice fluid fashion to keep everything interesting. Like there's always something going on. You know, someone stubs their toe and because they get angry, you know, they, you know, act differently to their mom that night, which then causes that, you know, like things should connect and lead into the next thing. You shouldn't be writing like, I went to school today and then I had lunch and then I went to class. Like, you know, there's got to be something going on.
Well, for example, like think of like, it might not even be your favorite movie, but a movie that you know is like really well paced and you can watch it a lot. Like you probably rewatch that movie a lot of times because it is so easy to see over and over again. And you'll probably find that from scene to scene, it's like everything that happens is a cause and effect of what happens next or what came before it. Because it's usually like the big movies. And yeah, like a lot of the ones that are like 3 hours long now, where it's just like there's a lot of that padding where you kind of see like, okay, so this is just like an additional thing. And it doesn't really fit with what came before or after. So, you know, if you want to do a little experiment and look at that, that might be fun.
It's true. Like the trimming of the fat is actually really important. There's a play that I'm working on that is now being prepared for production in London. Randy, it's by the way.
You didn't tell me about. I heard the room. You know, not rumors, but like we had sort of chatted about it, but you didn't tell me it was like official.
We've leaped to launching into production. So it could be like actually a year from now when it actually opens, but the process has begun. But in working with the director on that, and that's not just for me to be like, oh, look at me, I'm going to London. No, but it's actually in working with the director on that and talking about the draft of the script that I was working from when we started collaborating together. When I went back into the script to do all the rewrites that led me to the script that exists now, I was finding these moments where I was like, if I took this moment and flip page, connect it to this moment, none of these 3 pages that I just jumped over matter at all. It just rips the 3 pages out of it. It's absolutely, but you have to allow yourself, speaking of writing, you have to actually allow yourself to overwrite. Yeah. Because if you overwrite, then you have clay to work with. You have a lot more clay to work with. It's better to have more and to be able to prune that and pull back from that than to not have enough. So I encourage everyone to overwrite their scripts and then figure out what isn't necessary after they have figured out what their script is.
Oh, but that's so exciting.
Oh, and Eric is above us, so I'm pointing up for everyone else.
He's going to London. That's so exciting.
And it would have been a good one too.
Oh, make sure you stop drinking your tail off. You're going to be drinking a lot more of it over there. Yeah.
Should we show some of the rewards for anyone who might have not seen them yet? But we already talked about the digital access, which is the package that you're essentially pre-ordering the movie. You get the movie, you get everything behind the scenes, commentaries, and all that. We also got the poster. So let me just make sure I got it in frame. So we got the poster for Macabre.
Beautiful. Done in.
I love
illustrated. Yeah, illustrated by Matthew Terrian you can go look him up on Instagram. Everything he does is just so phenomenal. MT_illustration. We're really fortunate.
I think that this is his best work, personally.
Beautiful.
This is also Matthew Terrian right here behind me.
Oh, yeah.
That's Randy.
Yeah, that's me.
And Harvey.
So the first one's Harvey.
Yeah.
Who is the
Also
other,
in Macabre.
Who's also in Macabre, and then there's me in the chair. That was for the screens.
Yeah.
Back to the rewards.
Yes. Back to the rewards. So yes, you will get the poster. So you get to hang this beauty on your wall or wherever you desire. We also have an add-on for if you like a little bit of color, get the red poster added to that order as well. Which is really fun. There's it's an exclusive. There's a limited number of those, but there's still quite a bit, so it's not too late to get that thrown in there. Pretty cool though. I know a lot of people are just like, I prefer the red one. I like the blue one, but blue has always been one of my favorite colors.
It was my favorite color.
Yeah.
Purple's mine.
Green's mine, actually.
Purple.
No, it's not.
Not this green, but
It's blue. I thought your favorite color was blue.
I kind of switch between the two.
So you lied.
Well,
Amazing. Anyway, continue, Zach.
I like a mix of blue and green, like a turquoise almost, or just like an aqua. What?
Yeah, you like orange touches. Zach likes orange touches.
I like touches of everything. Like, look behind. Like, this is a very colorful display.
I like all the colors. It's
Thank
I love it.
As well as that, we got the t-shirts, which Erik and I are modeling for you. So you will have your very own Macabre t-shirt. You can also add extra t-shirts to your order if there's more people in your circle you want to have the Macabre apparel for.
Yes, get it.
Oh yes.
Thank you. Yeah.
And Eric's been hitting the gym, huh, everybody?
Ooh.
You see those arms? Damn.
Who is she?
Oh, thanks, Randy. I'm gonna go. He has.
I know you have, dude. I'm so proud of you. It's sick.
Mm-hmm. And then we also got storyboard art, also by Matthew. I'm gonna try to get it there
you
so
go.
you can see. So there's one. It's China right there. So we got 3 in totals. You get the nice art gallery setting that the movie takes place in, and then a third one right there. It's also China, and then Harvey.
My personal.
There,
that's my personal favorite.
This
that's
is
my favorite.
This is a good one. This is very evocative of Scream 2, which is one of the movies that is one of our influences. We got quite a few, but that's a major one. Then we also got the script here as well, so you'll be able to get the script and read it, and it'll be all fancy like this.
And you can have the add-on to have Zach and me sign the script and or the poster. Should you like to have like a little love note from us on your?
Yeah, quite a few people have already opted into that, which is pretty cool. I got to get my penmanship perfected.
I feel that.
Yeah.
My writing is shit.
And it's if hers is bad, mine you don't even want to see
his
it.
looks like he's like 4.
I think what happened
still
is
learning.
like we learned cursive in 3rd grade, but I also never improved my actual penmanship from there on out.
No, it
bad. Looks exactly the same.
Scratch.
I saw some like I was digging through some old things, and it does almost look the same, which is kind of hilarious.
We gotta read.
You find your own style eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, and chicken scratch is Randy.
Yeah. Mine would be a near illegible font in Word document. But I was gonna say with the script, again, I was kind of mentioning this last stream, but what's really cool is that if you get the script and the storyboards, remember, I'm kind of seeing some of this stuff for the first time as well. So when they showed me the storyboards, what was great is I actually was better able to
Ooh,
visualize what was happening in the script with the storyboards as it's intended, right? Like a big piece of storyboarding is to be able to express to your director of photography, like these are kind of what's going on in my mind of maybe shots that might be important or ideas that I'm having conceptually. And so actually seeing the storyboards when I reread the script with those images, now I can actually more accurately visualize what Erik and Zach are talking about. So I definitely do think that if you do get the script, the storyboards and script go really, really well together, just to get like a sense of like, you know, some visual outside of the script itself.
Yeah,
The
and
exciting
these
thing
these
about-
are these come together on the deluxe tier. So it's the script and the storyboards, as well as everything that came before it, which is the T-shirt and the poster and the digital access. And then above that, the next tier up, you get special thanks and the credits. So your name can appear on screen at the end of the movie, which is pretty cool. A lot of people have also opted into that to, you know, kind of get their name immortalized on the finished product.
Will be in the film. Your name will be on screen in the film. The special thanks, and then we have 3 producer tiers, and all of these people will, of course, be in the credits of the film. So lots and lots and lots of people are going to see your name, and it's going to be very exciting for you to be able to show people, that's me. I helped make this happen.
Yeah. And as an associate,
go ahead.
We'll just cap off the rest of the rewards. But as an associate producer, that's where you start getting your credit, like not just on the screen, but also on IMDb. As a co-producer, you're gonna get early access to the film, so that's gonna be as soon as we wrap post-production, you'll get to see it. And then, of course, like our friend Josh, as an executive producer, he's going to get that early access and a digital copy of the script, and also be sitting in with us on those production meetings through Zoom that Randy was talking about earlier. So, you know, every tier that you go up, there's more and more that you kind of get with it. So, you know,
I'm very proud of our reward tiers. I think our reward tiers are really fabulous. We've seen some other reward tiers. And I think that our reward tiers are pretty fabulous.
They can be busy. Yeah, some are busy.
Yeah. I will say, too, the nice thing about this particular film is if your name is in the credits to any capacity, it's going to be very visible. All right. This is not a Avengers movie where there's, you know, teams and teams and teams of VFX production people. You know, I think we have somewhere around 15 crew, somewhere in that ballpark, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So you have 15 crew plus me, some actors, director, writer. So less than 20 people, and your name will be amongst those 20 people. So realistically, like getting that special thanks tier, even just that tier alone, even before getting to an associate producer level, that special thanks section is going to actually be very noticeable and very prominent.
Yeah, it's not going to be one of those things where it's like special thanks to the top of the screen and then teeny tiny little names like in all over the place. And we're going to be honoring you with the respect that you deserve.
Yes.
Precisely.
And yes. I think we have 15 special thanks so far. It's not loading for me.
Let me see. Someone asked a question, but it was more of a technical question.
Yeah.
Sarah asked, and they might not. You guys might know a quicker answer to this. I'm dumb. You're not, Sarah. You're lovely.
Love you, Sarah.
Can you add the quote add-on red poster after you've already pledged? How can I get it?
I believe you can go in and manage your pledge. That's a very good question, but I've seen people people have updated their pledge.
Yeah, I think it's
some have canceled their pledge and then like put in a new one, but I don't think you have to do that. I think like that works, but I think there is a way where you can go in and like just add to it.
Yeah, I think you should be.
It should be able to be done.
We would love for you to add to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going to add on that beautiful red poster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's like in it they are Zach and Eric, they're not underselling that. Is like if you look at a bunch of other campaigns, you'll realize that the level of care and respect that Zach and Eric, I did wee bit. They were very much in charge of overseeing the whole page that you see today, from the art design to how everything is laid out to the words that are typed. These guys really worked their butts off to give you guys the best products possible. We did meetings together to figure out the tiers and what was fair for people. And they really made sure that, okay, but we want to make sure that every tier has something of true value, something that is unique amongst the other tiers, but doesn't make like the smallest tier still has something really awesome. And the largest tier is, of course, insane, but everything in between, there's wonderful little steps for everything that anyone might be interested in. So, yeah.
Well, because we had to do a lot of homework, like, you know, I've never put a Kickstarter campaign together before, so we had to look to see what do people usually do, and there's a lot of, they were busy, and it's just like, I don't think that we ourselves as like the four of us, when it comes to fulfillment, are going to be able to handle like the plethora of like the 60 to 70 different items that were involved in some of the tiers. So I'm glad that
It's like if you pledge $47, then you get this thing. You pledge $49 and you get this thing. It's just some really wild tier lists, and we just wanted ours to be very concise, very streamlined, and very fun and filled with wonderful rewards, but not anything overwhelming to look at, not anything overwhelming to discern and grasp, because we want people to want things and not be discouraged by the things.
Yeah. No, it was very beautifully put together. Let's see if we got any questions here. If you increase our puzzle,
no, they're just
okay. If they're answering their own stuff, are there any questions from anyone here about anything they might be curious about, whether that's like filmmaking in general? You know, Eric and I have already made films together, and been pretty involved in the festival circuit. So if there's any questions there,
I also wanted to point out that we do have the trailer for the screens on our campaign page, which is the last movie that you two worked on.
Movie.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely look at that movie.
Yes.
So much fun.
And Eric is actually the master. He's a great trailer maker. Eric has a funny thing where like he'll surprise me with talents. Like I remember the first time you were like you did like web design or something, and I was like, you're a graphic designer? And you're like, yeah, you know, I do that here and there. I was like, okay. Like, that's a cool thing to know how to do. And then randomly, when on our first movie, Tuesday, you made that trailer too. And you're just like, I already know what I want it to be. And then you sent it to me, and I was like, oh, well, this is it. This is the trailer. All right. We don't need to hire anybody for that. You got it. And same with the screens.
The screens is a lot more complicated, and I was just like, it's balls to the walls. I was like, because the screens is a very mysterious film, and I was like, how can I like get a trailer that grabs you and hooks you in, and yet give nothing away. And so that was the fun experiment with that trailer. I'm very everybody go to the Kickstarter and watch that trailer, and then if you feel so inclined, take a look at our beautiful reward for the tiers of Macabre, which is the movie that we're here to talk about.
Yeah. For some reason, like we get updates on our phones when there's a new pledge, but we don't get updates because I saw some people saying like that they just adjusted their pledges, so I just wanted to go and check and make sure that I'm shouting them out as well. So Cassandra, thank you for adjusting. I do want to say though, because I'm just looking at this, because it was adjusted to 25. I don't know if that was for the digital access, but in order to get the digital access, you have to specifically select the digital access. So I just in case you were wanting to get the movie, best to do that because it's the same price exactly, and we'll be able to fulfill that, and there won't be any confusion when we do fulfill. And then also Lillian increased their pledge as well, so thank you very much. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure because we don't get those updates on our phones, but I saw people in the chat saying so.
Yeah, it's really not fair. It's not fair that Kickstarter does not notify you if somebody adjusts anything. They only notify you with the original pledge. And so I'm glad that people are shouting out that they're doing it so that we can say hi. And just everybody, it's really important to remember that Kickstarter does not withdraw funds from pledges until the end of the campaign, which is September 5th. So pledging now does not financially impact you in any way. September 5th is when the funds are withdrawn, when the and only if the campaign is successful. So we've got to get to the finish line of $40,000 and then hopefully be able to surpass that so that we can get to our stretch goals, so that we can have even more funding to make the movie even better. But we're ready to make it with the budget that we have planned.
But we do have a question in the chat.
No,
for you.
Yeah, for you, Mr. Erik. And this is Rashim, which Rashim, you asked really good questions, man. This is another good one. I have a question for Erik. When writing the script, how did you go about writing the camera angles you want to use? Now, I know this will open up sort of a whole thing, but this is
Pandora's box.
But this is fun because it's like, people sometimes don't know the difference between like a written script versus the camera side of things.
Well, this is actually a part of the process that Zach and I are sort of in the middle of, that we had to pause. We had to put a pause on it to manage the campaign and do all of this. But once you have your script written, obviously you have like ideas in your head of how things are going to look and whatnot. You create what is called a shot list, and you decide how everything is going to be shot, like what the camera is going to be looking at. Let's say that if there's a conversation, if you want an over the shoulder onto one person's face and then vice versa, or a mid shot of like kind of like waist up of the two of them, like profile looking at each other, or a wide shot where you see the space around where they're having the conversation. If you want to decide if the camera is moving and following someone around the room, there's just all kinds of really exciting things that you can do with your shot list to collaborate with your cinematographer, and I just recommend like letting your imagination go wild and allow your movie to have its own identity visually, and let each movie have its own look and its own style, because no two movies should look alike. Every movie should have its own identity. Every movie should have its own character, its own personality, and its own visual style. So just it's something that happens once the script is finished. You take all the stuff that you've imagined in your mind and you kind of make a list of it, and you figure out all the different ways you need to shoot it in order to create the finished product in editing that you want to achieve.
Yeah, we definitely. Yeah, when we wrote the script, like there's certain moments, because I was even talking to you about things, and you're like, Zach, you're talking about shot list stuff. I'm like, well, let's just write it into the language of the script, just so we don't. There's a way to do it, and so there were certain things that are. This is, I'm speaking more to the feature at this point because this is beyond the short film aspect of it, but yeah, everything that you just said, and there's also that was the fun point where we got to like start. We would be thinking about something, and I would tell Erik something, and he'd be like, "I don't know what you're talking about," and I'd be like, "Hold on," and I would pull up a movie, and then be like, "That," and it would be like nothing like memorable, like nothing, no like big shot in like any important movie. Like I think the thing was like it was Raising Cain. Because we had watched that recently, and like, remember the shot when she like goes into the hotel room, and it's such a like mundane moment in the actual
like
thing.
I was like, yeah, it's like when she's looking, it's like looking at it's an angle that's down and somebody's looking down, but it's not like. It was a certain way to position and up, looking upwards at someone's face angle, and that it was. Like even now talking about
like how do you describe that? I wanted to also shout out William Nichols, who increased their pledge to the associate producer credit.
Oh,
Yeah. Way to go.
welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so
you.
much.
I know,
Thank you
right?
so much.
Bless.
Wow.
Love you, William. You're
See,
the best.
I'm glad that we have this, like that I can look at this right here so we know, because yeah, it's not getting updated, but I want to still make sure that we're shouting everyone out who's adding to their things or changing it.
He said not his government name. Oh, sorry.
Oh. Well,
Sorry,
John
Levy.
Doe,
Sorry.
John Doe, my bad. I apologize.
Sammy Sandwich.
Yeah.
Sorry, Levy.
Mhm.
Appreciate you nonetheless.
What I think we should talk about really quickly is exactly what Macabre as a short film is and what the mission of it is, because the short film is what they call a proof of concept that we will be creating to sell the idea for a feature film that we want to make. That is Macabre. And what we're doing is we're taking the opening sequence of our screenplay and we're shooting that, because the way that we wrote it is, while it does push the narrative of the feature film forward, it also works as a standalone film, a standalone horror story. And so the exciting thing about that is if we get the feature made, what's going to happen is we're going to get it into festivals, we're going to get it in front of the right people, and we're going to find the path to getting the feature made. And I think that we had something just happened, didn't it?
Sarah has come back in and pledged $283. So.
Oh, thank you, Sarah.
Wah, 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 wah.
Sarah, we love you. We love
We got a
you.
plan. There we go.
Did the,
overdo it.
did the battery die on it?
Couldn't
No,
hear
I
it.
like sometimes you just do a small bland.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Oh, we have a question.
Oh, we have a question.
Ooh.
What does it say?
Pick me.
You.
Okay. It's from Russell Martin. Hi, Russell.
What's up, Russell?
Hey, everyone. I love a good eye-catching poster. Macabre's poster is definitely that. Can you talk about the process of making the poster? Is it fully drawn, or are there some real elements in there?
Oh, fun.
I like that question.
I really wish that we had like a special guest cameo from Matthew to answer that question.
Yeah,
but
he's the one that did it.
Very intricate process
Yeah.
making that poster.
We could.
Yeah, but I think you guys could speak to like the process, at least on your point of view, and what goes into even communicating with another artist on how to get what you want.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Here, I'll hold it up while you tell the story, Eric.
Oh, okay. So that's very easy. That's a very easy way. You have the props. So,
Yes.
okay. So we're talking about this poster, and what we wanted to convey was the essence and the style of Italian horror from the 80s. That's essentially what we wanted the poster to be. And also just like a really banging 80s horror movie poster. Back when horror movie posters used to give an essence and a feeling of what the movie is. It's not necessarily like a literal representation of the film, but an allegorical, metaphorical representation of the film. And so what we did was we turned to Matthew Tarian, who is an incredible artist, and we gave him the script, and he read it, and we asked him to come up with 3 designs just on his own.
Well, he brought forth. Yeah, we didn't ask him to do 3. He's just like, I have 3 ideas I'm going to present to you.
Okay, but we did ask him to come up with something on his own first, right?
Yes.
And
we wanted to
because
see what what was in his mind.
Right, because we wanted to give the artist room to have his own voice in there without us just going, we want this and we want this and we want this.
You gave him the script, right? I don't know if you already mentioned that.
I did.
Okay.
He read the script. Then he came back with 3 images, 3 very distinctly different sketches. And of those 3 sketches, Zach and I kind of cherry picked the elements that we liked best. And then we were also inspired to add more elements to it, which we communicated with Matthew. And ultimately, at the end of the day, Matthew went and painted. And when Matthew paints, he sketches first for real, and then he paints on his computer. Like he literally paints on his computer, and there are all these layers and levels and whatnot. And it's an extraordinarily complex process that Zach and I didn't realize exactly how complex until we asked him to take something out of the poster so we could see what the poster would look like without that detail. And he explained, well, in order to do that, this layer and this layer and this layer has to be da-da-da-da. And we were like, nah, you know what? We like that detail. We're going to keep it. We're going to keep it.
Well, at a certain point, it's like, because he was like, that's going to take a long time to do. And it's one of those things where, like, we as artists, we want other people to trust our instincts. And I think in that moment, he was speaking to him like, I really feel that this is the right way to go. And we're just like, okay, we trust your instincts, and we want to like honor what your original vision was for that. And now I look at
really believed in that.
Yeah, and I was able to. Can I just specifically say what it was? Because
go ahead.
It was like the little orbs that you see kind of like at the top, and I was just like, my fear was, do you think it'll like be too sci-fi? Like, do you think people might think it's too sci-fi because there's these like orbs or stars or something? And
You might think like
yeah, and nobody's said that or anything, but then like afterwards, because I was just like, no, like Matthew, like I trust you, like it looks great, and then Erik and I were talking, and I found a way to justify it. Like I can't really explain it because it'll spoil the script, but I found a way to justify it, and I'm just like, okay, I can now make sense of this and get on board.
Yeah, I liked the orbs, but the thing is you always have to be open to, like Zach wanted to try it without it, and the only way to know that was to see it without it for me to actually have a fully formed opinion. And then we just realized, you know what? Let's just keep the orbs. We'll just keep the orbs because Matthew really believed in the orbs, and I love the orbs. I think they're fantastic.
We do have another question, by the way. This one is from Joe. He said, Joe W. He said that knife in the poster is beautiful. What was the inspiration? It's a good question.
So the knife specifically, we were inspired by the movie Opera, Argento, 1987, because there's a very specific blade, and we didn't know what it was called because we were like, for the longest time, like, what is the actual name of that weapon?
I found it.
And it's called a push dagger. And once it doesn't have like the same handle, because I think that's more of like a gardening tool, that like what most push daggers have, but this one just has sort of like a regular knife handle. So we kind of figured that out. Erik has a book that has all these images from Argento films, and we were able to send that to Matthew, and he kind of used that and then kind of like put the reflection of this, like the killer in a way there. And because there's sort of this like bird theme that you'll see, or like a raven theme, which is also very opera as well. We had the feathers as well, and we're just like, maybe there should be like feathers dropping down, which also might be a little stage fright as well. But then Erik, when we were talking to Matthew, he's just like, oh, and put the feathers around her. Make sure the feathers are all around her.
I want her to be lying in a bed of feathers. Yeah. Actually, Randy, the Argento exhibit that we went to in Turin, remember I was taking pictures of everything?
Yes.
Well, there was a picture of the dagger in the opera area, of the original sketch for that dagger. And the blade of the dagger wasn't as big as it ended up being in the movie, but the handle, my photograph of that drawing is the reference that I sent to Matthew for the handle.
Whoa! Holy crap!
Yeah, so
That's so
isn't
funny.
it amazing how things just kind of like connect and intertwine like that?
That's from 2022 from when we went.
Yeah.
Just thinking about it.
They had
Wow.
a massive Argento exhibit at the Museum of Cinema in Turin, in Italy. And it was one of the most gorgeous exhibits for anything
It's
ever.
huge.
Yeah, it was just
Absolutely huge.
extraordinary. But yeah, so opera.
Yeah, opera was one of them. And I know you don't like to bring this up, or not, because you don't think that it's really reflective of it, but did you want to talk about Enigma?
Yeah.
Because
Hold on.
someone like kind of called us. I don't know if they were like trying to call us out, but they're just like, that's just the Enigma poster. Exactly. And I mean,
So this is
Oh.
kind of like she's covered up, but this definitely was part of the inspiration for it. But at the same time, you can see that it's a completely different poster at the same time. But
Yeah, it's like, I mean, if you're going to break it down as to the level of claws and woman, like, I guess, like there exists claws in a woman, but the problem with that is that poster, the claws are coming at you, meaning that you are a witness to what's happening, as opposed to our poster. Zach, if you could put it right below so people
yeah.
can see side by side real quick.
Yeah.
Well, side by side. So the difference here is in this poster places you
As the
POV of the killer, and which is heightened by the reflection of what the killer might look like, which I think is,
Better.
I understand the connection for sure,
yeah.
but we have to think a little deeper than claws, woman, same.
Yeah. And that was actually Matthew's like he didn't even like tell, he just did it, and we saw it and we're like, oh my god, amazing, because we gave him the Enigma one as a reference, and he just ended up doing the way that he did it, and like we didn't want to see it any other way. Like, that's the poster, that's the Macabre poster. And I mean, I think specifically because what we talked about before, it wasn't necessarily Enigma, but we wanted a very like a specific color scheme, because you talked about like the cobalt blue with a yellow logo, which is also could be like Demons from 1985. Like if you look at that poster, it's just like the same color scheme, and even like it kind of has like a jaggedy text to it, like Matthew did for Macabre, because Matthew also designed the Macabre logo. New backer.
Oh, we got a new backer?
Yeah, new backer. Russell has pledged
Russell!
$265.
Thank you, Russell. Thank you.
Let's go, Russell.
Special thanks on screen for Russell.
Wow.
Russell's name is going to be on the movie.
And he's
the
100. He's our 100th. We're saying who's
And
it
he's
going to
our
be?
100th.
100. Yeah.
Russell is our 100th.
Mm-hmm.
The
I
golf
think
clap.
we're at 60%.
Rapid
I'm just trying to see. I'm trying to do the math. We're at, I think, 61%.
What?
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we're still not even done with the first week. The first week of this campaign does not end until 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow morning.
Mm-hmm.
And so we are past 60% in our first week.
Yeah, we're at 61.2%.
And we were at 37 last night.
Yeah.
So it's just like
we that's crazy.
amazing.
It's insane.
We have China's grandfather to thank for some of this.
Yes. Yeah. He
so
was I
today.
think did he do the associate producer tier?
Yes, he did.
Yes, I believe we have 5.
You guys are reaching out to my grandparents.
I think we have 5 associate producers, which is
Wow.
pretty awesome. Yeah. These are people who they're gonna be on IMDb. That's pretty special.
That's something we haven't really mentioned much tonight at all. Is that if you're a producer on the film, if you take one of the producer tiers, you will have an IMDb credit. People can find you on IMDb, and if you so choose to do with your credit, like put your headshot on there, et cetera, and so forth. You can have a fancy schmancy IMDb page that is devoted to you, where it'll say that you were a producer on Macabre.
I'm sorry, six associate producers and one executive producer.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
I know, right?
Pretty amazing, everybody. The support of this community is unmatched.
It's our Macabre.
The Macabros are great people. And this might actually be a good time to talk about our stretch goals. Okay. Which is what happens if we get past the $40,000 goal.
I'm gonna get a snack. I'll be right back.
Sounds
you
good.
Guys continue.
Snack time.
I'm hungry.
She's been working hard.
Yeah.
Actually, Randy, did you want to speak to our first stretch goal, which is $50,000 for our stunt coordinator?
Oh, yes. Yeah. David LaValle. All right. So David, wonderful man, extremely talented. He's been in martial arts probably ever since he was a small kid, really. He's really been involved in the martial arts scene for a while. And at some point along the line, he decided he wanted to get into acting/stunts, and then realized that he had a big expertise in stunts and really leaned into that. So he's been in movies like Free Guy. He's done Daredevil, the old Daredevil series. He's definitely a very highly trained professional, and it just so happens that he's an amazing person. I've personally taken stunt lessons with him a lot. I've been taking them, for on and off again for almost a year at this point. It's amazing what even just an hour with David can do. But the brilliant thing, aside just from like training a person to become another stunt actor, is stunt coordination. And sometimes we don't think things are stunts, but they are, because anything that involves some sort of potential physical altercation or action of some kind, having a stunt coordinator is both the safer route to go, but they can have like little bits of information that help sell things to be bigger than you might not have thought, because he's not only thinking about, okay, how do we be safe? How do we sell this hit or this fall? Like, people don't realize how complicated falls can be, because, we look at it and we don't really appreciate a good, like, death, if you will, because most of the time we're watching good ones, and you don't know a bad one until you see a really bad one. For those of you that have ever watched Mystery Science Theater 3000, that's a kind of an older show, maybe a deeper dig there, but that, you'll see a ton of movies where people did not know how to die on screen. So things like that are really, really helpful. But back to like knowing when to pick, like, working with the director and being like, okay, if you're open to it, if the camera is slightly tilted this way and we have her fall like this, we can really sell a hard fall and have everyone still be safe. So a stunt coordinator, that's, I think, to me, one of my top goals for this. I think it's one of the first tiers, but I think in terms of value, that one brings in a ton of value right away, and keeps everyone safe and helps us potentially make things even more dramatic than we could have made them without them.
It really sells the realism of the scene as well, which is something that, I think like a lot of things, if it was just sort of like without one, might not look as realistic as we want it to be. And this is an intricate thing that we're gonna be pulling off.
Oh, we're gonna pull it off. We're gonna pull it off. It's a very spectacular kill, and we're gonna pull it off no matter what. Mm-hmm. But if we meet our stretch goal of $50,000, then we're gonna pull it off even harder. There's always room to make things better and better and better if we have the financial capability to do so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that's like the point, is like, even if we hit just the baseline goal that we're going for, it's going to be an amazing film. Anything beyond that is more of like, we have a great base cake with some good frosting, but now we got a professional decorator to come in and make it really stand out in a showroom, just a little extra. It's like those things that just really kind of help the, like there's a reason that you have like someone who's like, that's their whole job is to just be stunt coordinator. And that's like one of those things that's just really helpful to have on set.
Yeah. And also with our first stretch goal of $50,000, so $10,000 over our goal, we'll have David as our stunt coordinator, but that'll also help us with film festival submissions, because those apparently are not cheap. And we want to get Macabre into as many as possible. So that's going to definitely help extend Macabre's reach to as many people that could potentially want to help us get this made as a feature film. So our first stretch goal is a really important one. Our second stretch goal, is there something else you wanted to add about the film festival submissions?
Well, the thing is that they just really do add up. Festivals fund themselves through the cost of submissions, and so some of them will be $25 a submission. Some of them will be $50. Some of them will be more. It depends. And then they also have levels of deadlines. So like the early bird deadline for every festival is the least expensive. Then they have like the regular deadline. Then they have the late deadline. Then they have the extended late deadline. And it just gets more and more expensive, like, the further into it that you get. So you want to get as many early birds as you possibly can, but moving beyond that, to get it into as many festivals as possible, you have to submit to a lot of festivals to ensure that it gets accepted into a lot of festivals.
Right.
And it's a numbers game. The more you submit to, the better chance you have of getting into some good festivals. There are a lot of really wonderful horror festivals, horror and sci-fi festivals all over the world, and that's really what we're going to be targeting. There are also some fantastic festivals, like Randy and I, the Screens was in the Phoenix Film Festival. They have a horror section. They have a genre section that we want to be applying to those festivals too, because they have a broader outreach than just specifically horror. And the festivals are really important. And to get to that $50,000 stretch goal really will help fund the pricing of getting into festivals, and also help us afford to go to festivals, because having a film in a festival isn't enough. You have to go to the festival and actually make the connections and meet people. That's why festivals are festivals.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. New backer.
Yes!
Thank you to Levon for $30. Pretty awesome.
Thanks, Macabre.
Thank you.
Levon has joined the Macabros. And also thank you to Simran, who increased their pledge to $415.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you so much. Thank you both of you.
Yeah.
Thank you both of you.
Macabre.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Everybody here tonight is just killing it, and it's just it's like I'm looking down at the chat too, and I'm just watching everybody interact, and it's just as usual with Zach's live streams, whether it's on YouTube or on Patreon or whatnot. Like the gang is always just so damn fucking cool.
I love our Macabre family. This is amazing.
It's pretty cool.
I love our name too. Like, this is great.
Mm-hmm.
I will forever a Macabre.
Bruce came up with that.
Shout out to Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce.
That patent.
Stuck,
yes, for Bruce.
Yeah.
Coming through again.
The stretch goal after that, which is $75,000, is the set that we would be building. So this is a little intricate, because with where we're going to be shooting this is it's a very distinct location. Like when Erik and I wrote this location, it's like, very specific that I don't think anywhere like this would exist, or it'd be very hard to find somewhere that existed that was exactly like this. So we always knew that this is going to require us to have several different locations that we're going to have to kind of make this patchwork quilt of through movie magic, so you see it as one location. And above that, one of the things that would enhance that is to build one of those things as a set that would be incorporated into this series of locations that we would be doing. So the $75,000, so I guess the $25,000 on top of the $50,000 goal would be to, all the building supplies of putting this together, the studio space that we would need to rent this. Randy, you can probably speak more to that than I can.
Yeah, essentially, guys, building sets is very, very expensive, mainly because, of course, materials, especially to these days, like even just buying a 2x4 is, I think, almost 4 times as expensive as it was in just 2020. You probably are aware, like houses are up, like everything's up. So materials are expensive, but then also labor. Like, this thing doesn't build itself. It's not like the Lego game where you just hold down B and you build the set, right? Like it's a lot of hours of time and care. And then even when you're done building like the skeleton or the bones of the set, you then have to have artists come in and really lay a groundwork of what this actually looks like. Like what's the wall color? What's the floor look like? What are all these paintings? How do you want the arrangement? Oh, we want this over here, we want that over there. It adds up really, really fast. So, that additional 25,000 will probably go a lot faster than you think. Even though that might seem like a big number, you would be very surprised how quickly you could spend that in just set design. And so this really, that money really only affords a singular major room, but a singular room out of the whole movie. Though it is a pretty major set piece, if you will. But yeah, we did a set building for the screens, which is kind of why I was able to work with Zach and Erik on sort of estimating about how much it would cost to build a set of this magnitude. So
I want to just jump in real quick because Amethyst Frost pointed out, Amethyst Frost coming through again, that he learned tonight that pledges are not charged until September 5th. And so that's so he updated his pledge when he found out that it doesn't affect anybody financially immediately. So pledging now does not take your fund will not, your pledge will not be withdrawn until September 5th.
We made it.
Pledge now, pay later.
Pledge now, pay later. I mean, honestly, that's what's happening. So if you intend to support and you were waiting for a payday or any kind of reason that's preventing you from doing that, it doesn't matter financially for you at this time because nothing will be withdrawn until September 5th.
Yeah,
so just go forth and do it and help us keep getting that number up. But
it does matter for us to get that number up because we're waiting. We're waiting for Kickstarter to give us that green heart. We want them to give us that projects we love. Don't know if it's going to happen. I'm not putting all my energy into that. But if it does, that means that we start trending on their main pages. It means more eyes are on Macabre as a project when people just go to Kickstarter. Because there's some people who are like that, who just go to Kickstarter and look for projects to support that might have no idea who I am or who Erik or Randy or China are. And just be like, oh, what's this? This looks interesting. Because
I don't even know who I am.
Love it.
All I know is this smart food popcorn is bussin'.
Yeah. I went to the grocery store today and I made sure to pick some up because I know it's her favorite.
And they are not endorsing.
So I can buy more popcorn.
Yeah, that's not what donations are going.
I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Smart Pop is not endorsing Macabre. Yeah. But if they want to, we'll be happy to take them on.
Please. Yeah. Smart food, please. Please.
Come to us, Smart Pops.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of goes with the whole like corn on the Macabre. You know,
The
smart.
Macabros!
yeah.
Macabros!
I would love to
There's a
see,
corn there.
yeah, because the meme that you posted was like a black corn on the cob. I would love to see that, like, you know, it's like black licorice. Where's the black popcorn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Licorice is kind of nasty though, huh?
Licorice. I feel like when licorice starts tasting good is when you know.
Something's wrong with you.
Well, I feel
Actually, no hate to anyone who likes licorice. Sorry, it's just that, like, I don't know, licorice is like.
No, I know.
don't
It's
like
I attribute it to, you know, you're kind of aging when you like licorice.
Well, you are old, so
Yeah.
he's old, so he do like licorice. That
What
makes
is your
sense.
stance
It's
on
maybe-
pineapple on pizza?
Oh no.
Okay, Gordon Ramsay, our Lord and Savior food god, said no pineapple on pizza, so I have to agree.
Yeah, I tend to look towards the Italians. If the Italians are saying no go, then I'm also going to tend to agree. I don't know if I like pineapple on pizza and the ham, like the Hawaiian pizza.
I had
Yeah.
it once and it did not sit well with me.
Yeah.
So therefore no, and then Gordon Ramsay said no, so I was like, obviously it must be right.
Personally, like the only way I do eat pineapple is if it's on pizza, because there's something about that like combination of like the sweet and the salty. But
Zach,
like,
we got to end the live. We got to end the
Zach,
live.
I don't
Hold
know
up.
if I feel
Hold on.
Oh
comfortable.
no,
How do we-
I like pineapple pizza. I like pineapple
Okay,
pizza.
all right, hold up.
No,
All
it's
right,
true.
hold up. We got to figure it out. We got to get out of
Oh
here.
my god.
That's it.
I'm firing myself.
see what we have to deal with. New backer. Thank you to Chevy, who's pledged $115.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
Eric,
Oh my
do
god,
you?
all these people like
Yeah.
pineapple on pizza.
It's because they all follow Zach.
Hey,
Well, they all must
the
identify with
Macabros are a very tolerant group of people.
Pineapple.
If
Pineapple
people
pizza,
like
yes.
pineapple on pizza, or they
Like,
don't.
I love pineapple, just not on pizza.
Yeah, no, I like pineapple, everybody. It's not on pizza. I'm glad Zach and Eric are on the right side of history.
Yeah.
Bruce, we're gonna have a talk.
Okay, but Bruce, like, I thought we were friends.
You know what? And like Bruce Rando, you know, I thought we were off to a good start. My name's Randy.
I don't know. I don't
You have
know.
a last
If this
name
is,
Randall,
I don't
maybe?
know if y'all are true macabros. Like I use
No, I think
pineapple on the pizza. The pineapple
This is
on
awful.
pizza.
This is awful. It's not gonna be
Eric,
I'm
do
just
you,
kidding. I love you guys.
Do you want to speak to the third and final stretch goal, which is kind of our, you
my
know,
God, yeah.
$100,000 plus? Basically, like, you know, once we hit a point, it's like everything there. You know, what's that going to?
Like let's review.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have like the $25 tier, which is the digital access to the film and special features like behind the scenes footage, interviews with us, commentary, and all of that. That's what the $25 tier gets you, which is quite a lot actually. And then there's the what's the number after that? The $50.
Are we talking about tiers, or are we talking about stretch goals?
I'm talking about tiers, but I'm going up. Like
Okay.
I'm just going up. I'm
Are we
reviewing.
but are we getting to the stretch?
Yes, we're
Okay.
gonna get. I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it.
All right, just
Okay.
so what next is the $50 T-shirt, or sorry, the poster, the retro poster.
Retro poster, the blue retro poster, and then after that is the
T-shirt
yeah.
poster pack, $100.
Oh.
Then there's the deluxe pack. Get you a copy of the shooting script plus storyboard illustrations, all the previous rewards.
Mm-hmm.
Get
Right.
250, which is the special thanks credit. 1,000 is the associate's producer credit.
name on screen.
Yep, name
And
on
then
screen.
name on IMDb for associate producer.
And then 2,500 is co-producer credit.
Early
and then-
access to the movie.
Yep, all the good stuff there. And then 5,000 is the executive producer credit. And then
Which
you're
gives
gonna
you
talk about-
access. Which gives you access to production meetings and access to us in those meetings, and you'll be officially part of the active team of Macabre. And then our first stretch goal is to bring in a professional stuntman to help us improve the action in the film, and also fund the submissions for festivals and getting us to festivals so that we can get this into festivals. And then after that is the stretch goal of what does it remind me?
Build a set, build a practical set.
Building a practical set is $75,000.
$75,000, which helps us build a practical set for a particular moment in the film. That to be able to build a practical set would really make that moment really even more banging. And then the grand finale. And I'm just going to remind everyone one more time that if you pledge now, your pledge will not be subtracted from your account until September 5th. So pledging now helps us to get those numbers up higher, but it doesn't affect you financially until September 5th. So if you're going to pledge, don't wait. Act now. Pledge now.
Don't wait. Act now.
Pledge now, pay later.
Pledge now, pay later. And then our final stretch goal, which is $100,000, would be able to allow us to pretty much to get the film to a place where we can have it financially, the financial ability to put the money into the bank towards the feature film, and to have like a nice little bit saved up there, which gives us the advantage of bringing a special lady on board that we have our eye on, and that we're in early conversations about, to be the lead in the feature film. And that is our mystery star, because can't say anything about that until that's real. But that is something that we are going to make happen. But we need all of your help to get there. And all of you are really coming through and coming together to help us push this and promote this, and helping us fund this, and helping us get the short film made. Once we have the short film made, we can get the feature made. It's a step-by-step process, and you are at the very beginning of a beautiful journey. And so come along for the ride. Let's get it done. Pledge now, pay later.
Yo, this chat is popping. Everyone, everyone's talking about pineapple on pizza.
We got everyone.
They said it has to make an appearance now.
The plot twist chat is the killer and all the victims are pineapple and pizza at some point.
I mean,
that'll be the next horror movie that we write. It'll be about a killer who's just targeting people who either like pineapple on pizza or don't. That'll be the motive at the end.
I know. Look at all the backers left because of the pineapple on pizza slander.
Slander. It's
no, Zach and Eric are here for it. We're here.
Yeah, it's okay. Don't worry. They're.
I'm allowed to have an opinion.
It's okay, babe. I have the same opinion.
Well,
the after party with pineapple and pizza and corn on the macabre.
Oh my God.
Zach and I are going to personally make sure that at craft services on this set, there will be pineapple pizza.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna starve out of spite.
The pledges. Oh, this is so funny. Yum, at the very least, we get to have a remote pineapple on pizza watch party where we get our own digital copy. Oh my God, that's so funny.
Oh my God, I don't like it. I tried it and I can't get behind it. I'm so sorry.
Here's what I will say.
I at least did try.
Here's what I'll say though.
It's not.
If we get this, if and when we get this backed, I will buy a pineapple on pizza for the live stream when we get it backed, and we will eat it on camera.
See, Bruce is trying to come for me though. You're allowed to have an opinion even if it's wrong. Okay, so I don't. Bruce,
me and you would get along, dude. That's like straight out of something I would say.
Don't encourage, because listen. I tried it and it's not for me. That's it. If you like it, kudos to you. Anyway, moving on. No more pineapple.
I think it's really important to acknowledge what just happened here. Everybody. Randy just made a vow to all of you that when we get this film funded, he will come on this live stream and in front of all of you eat pineapple pizza.
Yes,
Let's get it funded.
You can do that by yourself. I'm gonna eat my chicken wings.
I'll make her take a bite.
Don't you dare.
Sorry, we have the phone. We have like the phone here. I'm sure you're like
See,
looking at my forehead.
Amethyst is on my side. Yeah. Leave China alone. She's our new gay icon in this house. That's right. Period. Leave me alone. Tell him, Amethyst. You let them know. See, at least I got somebody, unlike you, bullying me. Anyway, moving on. Stretch goals, macabre.
Moving on, yeah. We've hit a nerve here. Licorice and pineapple pizza.
Something happened.
Licorice pineapple pizza. That's
okay. Now that's just a crime.
torture.
That's just a crime against humanity at that point.
Yeah.
Anyway.
This has been fun. This has been a very successful stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pineapple on pizza, licorice.
The Macabros will not forget.
Oh my god.
That's
They're gonna
so
turn
funny.
on me now. They're like, she doesn't like pineapple on
Buy a
pizza.
cheese pizza touch.
We got a new backer.
We do!
Yeah.
What?
Yay!
Noah has pledged $165.
Yay! No!
Noah.
Wow, amazing.
That's
Love
fantastic.
you. Yeah.
Thank you.
We love
Thank you, Noah.
Noah.
Absolutely.
Oh my
Absolutely.
god, it's still going. Russell says stretch goal, bully China into eating pineapple pizza. You guys, no.
It's okay. It's okay.
Guy. Yeah, Eric, Zach, make him stop. Like,
I don't know if there's a food that I'm just trying to think that I would like absolutely not eat. Like if it was a thing, there's just
is
there's
there
like
something you
challenges.
don't like?
I'm sure
Puffer fish.
There's a
Why would
which?
you eat a puffer fish?
Well, puffer fish. It's like a crazy fine dining experience somewhere in Asia.
I would
think.
never eat a puff. They're so
Yeah, there's like a
cute.
really small but somewhat large chance that you get paralyzed when you eat it. So
Is that
That'd
the
probably
one? Like okay, and excuse me for pulling out a reference that from 30 years ago because I've gotten in trouble for this from Eric. But is that the one from that episode of The Simpsons where Homer eats the fish at the restaurant and then they tell him that he's gonna die and he doesn't?
Do you know I
what
don't know. I actually don't know the episode. That's so funny.
See, I was like, okay, so I got to tell this story because, like, I was born in 1985, so it's just like The Simpsons was just a thing that was always on when I was a kid,
Right.
And you just see the reruns and the reruns and the reruns. So I just assumed that Eric would know like what I was talking about when I would make references. And there's the episode of The Simpsons where there's like this new rival to Krusty the Clown that's just this ventriloquist puppet. But before it's unveiled, it's just like there's these ads that's like, Gabbo, Gabbo, Gabbo. So I was talking about him with like the Macabre campaign for Kickstarter and how like before we start, it's just got to be like, we can't show the poster. We'll just be like, Macabre, Macabre, Macabre. Kind of like the Gabbo on The Simpsons. And he's just like, I don't know what you're talking about. I stopped watching The Simpsons like after the first season. I'm just like, I don't know what to do with that. And then it just made me feel very like, who am I? Does nobody know what I'm talking about?
Let's see if I can look it up. And
Wonderful,
see if I
because it's wonderful because you like I get to like all of these things that you Simpsons at me are all new to me for the most part.
Yeah.
And so it's like it's brand new, fabulous fun for
And
me.
I haven't watched The Simpsons in like 20 years. So it's like
been a
every
minute.
anything to do with it is all like 90s when it was on then. So it's just like it's interesting that I'll like bring up a reference and then nobody knows what I'm talking about and then I feel like shame for
So hey, Zach, that's
Nobody
what I feel about
beat
SpongeBob
me.
references.
I think I actually do recognize. Like, I'll put for those just curious what the
Oh,
Gabbo
God.
guy looks like. That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, but it was all the
Yeah,
like
I
Gabbo,
actually have
Gabbo,
seen this
Gabbo.
episode.
Yeah.
I have, yeah.
But then everyone's
Yeah.
like, everything's Gabbo this and Gabbo that and Gabbo, Gabbo, Gabbo. And it's,
I think that it's important to point out that something's going on in the chat here. That Stephanie Starbright, her husband, is Noah, and he's the one who backed. He was listening on the other side of the room apparently, and he decided to go and back it.
Oh, amazing.
Oh, that's so cute.
Thank you.
we got some married Macabros.
Yes.
I honestly love that.
Thank you.
That's
Good for you
wonderful.
guys.
Thank you,
Just
Stephanie
from
Noah.
hearing from the other side of the room.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We love to see it
Mhm.
or love to hear it.
Love to read it.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Zach, do you want to review the wonderful rewards that come with our tiers?
Yeah, for anyone who's just joining or what have you. But starting off at tier 1, we got digital access. So essentially, this is, it might be a little daunting. You're seeing people pledge large amounts. You can pledge $25. That is the lowest tier amount, and that is essentially a pre-order of Macabre. It's a pre-order of the movie that you'll be getting digital access to. That'll come with a digital access package to behind the scenes footage, interviews, commentaries, anything that we can kind of put together during production and post-production, and even like on the road at festivals and things like that. So you're essentially getting special features with the movie. So even if you're intrigued at the least by Macabre and you want to see it, there's $25, and I mean, in this day and age, to go to the movies is what, like you're already spending upwards of $20 more if you're getting snacks and all that. So just think about that. Think of it like that. You're going to the movies. You're just getting a movie. So that's the first tier. From there, we've got the poster.
The poster.
The poster.
This is the $50 tier.
This is the
With the
$50 tier.
blog.
You get the poster. You get the digital access pack. From there, you get the $100 tier, which comes with the T-shirt,
T-shirt.
the
Which
poster.
I still don't have.
Yeah, we need to get some T-shirts actually.
Where's my shirts? Where's our shirts?
As soon as you eat a pineapple pizza on a live stream.
Shirt is yours.
Well, on that note, good night, everyone. I'm done. No, I'm kidding. I mean, I'll eat pineapple and pizza, just not together.
Okay,
Separated.
Yeah. You'll
Okay.
have but at the same
Deconstructed.
time, so it's like you'll have the bowl of the pineapple and then the pizza on the side.
Yeah.
It's sort of like the girl in Get Out where she eats cereal and then sips the milk.
Yeah,
The
see,
dry
I'll do that
cereal.
for
Oh my
you.
God.
Okay, that's like.
Deconstructed cereal.
But I'll
The,
do that for you, Zach. I'll do it. I'll eat it separate, just not together.
So
One
yeah,
of the most diabolical versions of that I've seen is
But
the
no, man, I
KFC.
gotta finish.
Oh, sorry.
No one cares.
No, you can't.
There might be someone who's
These-
interested in what I was going to say.
These two. So yeah, $100, the T-shirt, the poster, the digital access. Up from that, you get the deluxe pack, which is the storyboards. Put them in a little closer. Also from Matthew Terrian. So there's 3 of those, which I can't properly. There we go. Oh, that one's upside down. So you'll get these, and you'll also get your copy of the script.
Ugh, I need me one of those.
You're not gonna get that, yeah.
I know.
You're gonna have
Darn
to.
it.
You're just gonna wing it.
Yeah.
Oh,
we're
that's
just
fine. I could do
We're
that.
just gonna throw you at a camera and,
Yeah.
and be like, "This is what you're doing." By the way,
So
the
that's-
add-on.
So that's 100. Oh yeah, I'll show that in a second. But that's the 150 tier. Next up is the $250 tier, which is the special thanks credit, which means that you get all of that stuff, and then you also get your name as a special thanks in the credits at the end of the movie. And then up from that is the associate producer tier, which is $1,000. And with that, instead of having your special thanks, you are credited as an associate producer, and you also are credited as an associate producer on IMDb. And you're also getting all of that stuff. Also, keep in mind that for our producers, we waived the shipping cost, because I know that's an extra thing that does not need to be incurred when you're supporting that high. After that, we've got the co-producer tier, which again, IMDb credit and credit in the film as a co-producer. You get all the physical rewards, and you're gonna get early access to the movie right after we wrap post-production. So you'll be one of the first people to see it. And then above that,
right after us, first people.
yeah. Right above that, at the top tier, is the executive producer. You'll be joining Josh, who pledged to that today, and there's only 8 available because we don't want to overcrowd it. But you are going to join us in on the process of production meetings. It's going to be Zoom, and really get just a front row seat to everything that goes on with the movie making process and Macabre. And you'll have a digital script with you as well.
So know what the hell's going on.
Yeah. And then also, because it was requested, there are add-ons. So you get our alternate Giallo red poster. This is a limited edition. There's 100 available. We also have extra, if you want to get extra posters or extra t-shirts, that's something you can add to your order. Or you can get autographs. So Erik and I will sign, whether you want the poster signed or your script signed or both. We can add a personal message, whatever you want to add to that. So there's a lot of, good, valuable rewards that we're offering here.
It's a great batch of rewards. I'm very, very proud of us.
I do want to call attention. We did just pass 25,000.
Ooh.
Oh.
I think it went down a little bit and then it went right back up. I think someone.
So somebody redid it.
Yeah, I think someone redid their purchase, potentially added either more stuff or adjusted something.
You know who?
It's
I'm not sure.
Yes, Tamika.
Oh, Tamika.
Hi, Tamika.
Adjusted to 1,150 as an associate producer.
Tamika. Wow.
Tamika, God bless you,
Tamika.
Love you.
Thank you.
You're amazing.
Miss you in the live streams, Tamika, on Patreon.
Yeah, pledges increased. Yeah, I just saw that.
That's amazing.
Holy crap, that's amazing, everybody. That is absolutely astounding.
Oh yeah, Macabre. Let's get it.
Oh.
So what percentage are we? So we're at 62% here. 62.
Okay.
We started at it's the title of the live stream. Let me double check that. Because I don't have it in front of me. We are 56. So we went up 6% since we started the live stream. Not too shabby.
I love this for us.
Yeah, this is amazing.
Yeah.
I can't believe how
we're doing amazing.
Yeah, these live streams have just been nothing short of fantastic. So
yeah, I guess bullying me really sells it. So honestly, guys, let's keep it up. Bully me. I can take it. It's all good.
I think that I think that we're pretty much done here. I'll just double check to make sure nobody else has I don't want to miss anyone if they have put anything else into the pot. But other than that, I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight, showing your support, getting us past that 50% mark. We are not even a week in. I mean, tomorrow morning at 8 Eastern will have officially been a week, but we're already 62% funded, which is incredible. So hopefully we can start hitting those stretch goals, hit our 40,000 goal, start hitting those stretch goals, make this the best possible version of Macabre that it can be. And is there anything else anyone else wants to add?
Do you have any closing notes?
Let's see. Oh,
Bruce Rando, have you got plans for a watch party stream when it's released? Zach.
Yeah, absolutely. For anyone who has the digital access, we could for sure put something together. I mean, we want to keep live streams going throughout this entire process of just making the movie and afterwards.
We're going to be back next week. And when we come back next week, hopefully we will have even more to talk about than we did this week, because we had an extraordinary first week, kind of unheard of, kind of crazy. We're like 62?
62.
62% funded? It's not even the end of the first week. The end of the first week happens at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow morning. We are 62% funded. We're going to make this movie, and it's going to be fucking great, and you're all going to be so proud of us. I swear we're not going to let you down. I lost my breath.
That was beautiful.
That was beautiful.
That was beautiful,
Yeah.
Eric. We love you. I love you so much.
All right.
You're the best.
Thank you so much. We're gonna have another live stream next week, so be on the lookout for an alert for that. But
Definitely be ready to bully me because I'll be able to take it next week.
all right. Thank you so much, everyone. We will be right back.